UFC Fight Night, Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis just finished, and I'm going to be going through my card. I'm going to do the recap of what happened during the fight and how well I did on my picks. I think I did pretty good, if I'm remembering correctly, but we'll see. So we're going to start off with the first fight of the night, the opener, which was Balaji Oki versus Chris Duncan. Now, I had said that I thought that Chris Duncan was going to get the decision win, just because he stays kind of patient and he pushes the pace really well. But I also said I wouldn't be surprised if he got the finish either, and that is exactly what happened. Now, credit to Oki. He came out. He started well on the feet. He traded with Duncan, and I thought he started to get like the better of Duncan on the stand-up, like landing his shots and even getting a couple takedowns. Now, in one of them, unfortunately, he went for a takedown, tripped, and then Chris Duncan locked in and guillotine and was able to hold on to it and choked Oki out, put him to sleep in the first round. Very surprising. Don't know what Oki was thinking, but that's what happens. But honestly, great fight. I thought it was a really good fight, and I thought Chris Duncan would win, so I'm happy about that, getting that right. So we're at 1-0 so far, okay? Moving up, we've got Norma Cornol versus Cavalcanti. Now, I had said that I thought Cavalcanti was going to win by keeping the distance, landing at range, and she did. Cavalcanti kept it. She kept that kept the distance, outclassed her on the feet basically. Even when Cornol was getting her down in the grappling, she got a couple reversals put on her by Cavalcanti. So great win for Cavalcanti, and got that fight too. So 2-0 for the card. Awesome. Moving up, we've got Perez versus Altamirano. Now, I had said, you can go back to my last video, that the issue I have is Altamirano's head movement is that he leaves his chin exposed. He does have a solid chin. It's not like he's going to get starched, but he leaves it exposed, and Perez hits hard. And so I said Perez was going to finish the fight. Now, he didn't finish it, but Perez, like I said, the one thing that I was worried about for Altamirano happened, because they would be pretty even on the feet, but then Perez would catch Altamirano with a big shot, and he had knockdowns, I think, in all 3 rounds, with that third round being the closest, but that knockdown, I think, being the deciding factor. In the first round, Altamirano held his own very well. They were trading shots back and forth, but he got knocked down bad in the beginning of the round and was hurt pretty badly. The second round, he was coming back, landing shots, got a couple, like a slip almost at the end. And then the third round, like I said, incredibly close. Unfortunately, Altamirano just got caught and got knocked down. And in a round that was super close, I think that was the deciding factor. But that's 3-0 for me so far. Happy to get that, correctly. So moving up, we've got Aylin Perez versus Zheleznyakova. Now, Aylin Perez missed weight. So who cares? There's not a lot. There's a lot of things like I'm not a fan of, at least when it comes to like MMA. I'm like PED usage obviously is like a huge problem, and I'm sure most top level guys are probably using. But I think missing weight is something that's like even worse, because it's like the bare minimum, I feel like. So when you miss weight and then you go into a fight, you have a distinct advantage, especially when it comes to rehydrating. So happy she gets her purse cut, and she got her takedowns and choked out Zheleznyakova, and then twerked on her, which I think is just disrespectful, especially when you're missing weight. You can't even do the bare minimum. Hope she gets knocked out. Don't care for her. Got that one wrong. We're 3-0 or 3-1. I'm sorry. Moving up, we've got Taylor Lapulus versus Vince Morales. Now, I said that I was going to lean towards Lapulus for keeping it on, keep it standing and breaking down Morales over time. And that is exactly what happened. Lapulus for 3 rounds basically was just on the feet, landing at will, and just outclassed Morales over the course of the fight. Even takedown attempts, able to stuff. When he did get taken down, he was able to get back up. Honestly, just awesome showing for Lapulus, and I can't wait to see more of him. Very exciting fighter. Ludovic Klein versus Roberts. Now, I did say that I thought that Klein was going to have the faster stand-up, and I said that I thought Klein was going to be faster in the stand-up, and I thought his ground game would be better than Roberts, because Roberts seemed to struggle quite a bit on the ground from his last fight. Now, first round, pretty even. I thought Roberts landed the better damage. And then the next 2 rounds, Klein was able to get Roberts to the ground and land damage from there. And with the damage and control time that won him the fight, good win for Klein. Like I said, it seemed that Roberts really improved his ground game quite a bit because I thought Ludovic was going to be able to come in there and once he had him on the ground, kind of do what he needed to do to win, either getting a submission or ground and pounding him. But Roberts did actually a pretty good job on the ground, not allowing himself to get finished, not putting himself in super compromising positions. Either way, sucks that he lost, but that's also what I said was going to happen. So good win for Klein. We're 4-1 so far in picks. Now, moving up, we've got Omar Sy versus Dawoon Jung. Now, I had said that I thought Sy was going to hurt him and then get him to the ground and submit him. Now, that didn't happen. Jung came to win, which is awesome. But Omar Sy kept it on the feet, was picking him apart all fight, and it really showed him skill set. He got a little hurt and put into a little bit of trouble here and there, but nothing to really worry him. And the fact that he was able to go 3 rounds and he was throwing heat with all of his shots, I'm really excited to see more of him, especially at light heavyweight. We need guys who are good at light heavy. Moving up the card. So I did get that one right. That's 5-1. And if I'm doing the math wrong, please correct me because I'm terrible at these. Ion Cutelaba versus Ivan Arslan. Now, I thought that Arslan was going to be I thought Arslan was going to be faster and that Cutelaba was going to be timed and then get KO'd. But man, Cutelaba out of nowhere, turning back the clock. Exciting fight for both guys. They're both throwing bombs. They're both hurting each other. 3 rounds, just hard rounds. Cutelaba hitting Arslan hitting Cutelaba, back and forth fight. Great win for Cutelaba. He ended up getting the decision, and I thought that was the correct decision because I think he was landing more shots on Arslan. Arslan was a little bit too patient, waiting for his moment, and it just never came. At least it never came for him to knock Cutelaba out. He would land some good shots, but it just was too little, too late. Excuse me. Too little, too late for him. Great win for Cutelaba. So now that's 5-2. Now Fares Ziam versus Matt Frevola. Now I thought that Matt Frevola was going to be able to take this fight by second round KO. And I thought that he would be able to bully Ziam. Now, this was a really good fight. Frevola came out looking to hurt Ziam. I did not realize how big Ziam was and how small Frevola is. It was like a completely different guy. So the last fight I saw of Ziam, very skinny, almost scrawny, and I thought he would just get bullied because he did not look like he had a lot of weight on him. And Frevola is a very bullying type of fighter, get in your face, get you against the cage, and then do what he needs to do to get the win. Now, credit to Ziam. He had great striking, held his own against the takedowns, and then the second round even landing his own takedowns, Third round looked like it's going to be the same as the second round because after the first, Ziam was starting to land more, get his takedowns. And after a takedown, Frevola gets up, and as he's turning, Ziam throws a knee and catches Frevola coming up and puts him out cold. Incredible fight. Super exciting. Great win for Ziam. I guess we'll see where he goes from here. Sucks to see Frevola lose because, he's a fun guy to watch. And anyways, I think that brings us up to 5-3. Now, Charrier versus Miranda. Charrier, stand-up guy, or let me see, what did I say? I said I was going to lean towards a Miranda sub, and I did say that I thought the fight was pretty even. But man, I guess it was just Charrier's last opponent because he was so strong in the clinch from Miranda, but Miranda's also a jiu-jitsu guy, not a wrestling guy, so that could also be the reason. But he picked apart Miranda on the feet, and Miranda, for some reason, just kept trying to pull Charrier into his guard. Very annoying way to fight. Second round, Miranda gets spun around by Charrier and then eats a left hook, KO'd. Great fight, great win for Charrier. Super disappointed in Miranda because was a weak showing, But looking forward to seeing Sherrier. That's 5-4. Yikes! I was doing so well in I was so hyped for the beginning of this card because my picks were so good, man. All right, Kevin Giussette versus Brian Battle. Now, I thought that Battle, his aggression would give him the win and stopping Giussette in the third. He was stopped in. So I guess let me say what happened first. So Battle has a great chin. First round, pretty even. Both guys landing good shots. Giussette having like the power advantage. So Battle would land some combos and Giussette would land shots back. But Giussette's shots would really throw Battle's head back. And I thought he had the power advantage. And I was kind of worried for Battle's chin because he was eating a lot. To land his punches, he was eating a lot. But then in the second round, Battle starts finding his rhythm, lands good shots, eventually starts comboing and hurts Giussette and then after, I don't know, probably 10 punches, just straight rights, boom, boom, boom. Finally, Herb Dean had to call the fight there. Standing TKO for Battle, which is what I said. I thought his aggression would give him the win, and I thought he would stop Giussette in the third, stopped him in the second. I'm so confused with Giussette because they're striking pretty even. Then he starts losing the striking. I know he can wrestle a bit, but he just didn't. And he just took shots until he got stopped. Very strange. It's like he didn't have another, I don't know, he just didn't have a plan B and was just deciding, okay, so I guess I'm getting hit and that's how this fight's going to end. Or maybe he was just too stunned, just eating a lot of stuff, and it just didn't allow him to move on to another game plan that they might have prepared for. I don't know. Anyways, great win for Battle. Awesome fight. Moving on, that leads us to 6-4. Moving up, we've got William Gomez versus Brito. One of the things we're running into right now in the, I guess in the Saudi era, if you want to call it, is that now control time is being ranked higher than damage in the fight. And that's what happened. Gomes had a bit more control time in the first round against Brito. Brito did the more damage, and I thought it was honestly a robbery. I thought he landed the better damage in the first and third, and Brito even had him down in the third, and then the judges gave it to Gomes. So Gomes won 6-5 on picks, but I think I should be 7-3 or 7-4. Yeah, so 6-5, that sucked. Yeah, whatever. Moving up, we've got Imavov versus Brendan Allen. Now I thought that Imavov was going to be quicker and the better striker, and then I was leaning towards an Imavov finish. Now, Brendan Allen, first round, came in great, got the takedown, and had Imavov on the ground the entire first round. And I was like, man, nice. Brendan Allen coming in with the wrestling, showing that he's here to play. He's here to fight. Awesome. Great for him. Second round, he gets his takedown stuffed like every round and then keeps going for them. He tries to fight on the feet, and I think Imavov just kind of gets the better of him as it goes on. And honestly, he had Imavov hurt in the third and then went for a takedown when Imavov was hurt. I just feel like Brendan Allen threw that fight away. Because I feel like if he would have just stuck with staying on the feet and going for the finish on the feet instead of shooting takedown after takedown that was just getting stuffed by Imavov, I feel like he could have won that fight, Let me know what you guys think. I thought he could have won that, and I think he ended up throwing it away because he kept shooting for takedowns. He had Imavov hurt in the third round. Really disappointing. It was sad to watch Brendan Allen. It was frustrating. It was frustrating to watch somebody who is having success in something and then does something else that they were already getting beaten at. You're having success on the feet. Don't shoot another takedown to be stuffed. I don't get it. Moving on. Last fight of the night, main event, Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Now, I thought that Benoit Saint Denis was gonna win just because of the power difference, but I was hoping for a Moicano win. So with this last one, I'm 6-7. But Moicano comes out, catches a kick, and is able to get the back of Benoit and then get him to the ground. And then from the ground, just starts pounding him. So just starts advancing his position, punching him in the face, elbows to the face, and is whenever Benoit tries to get up, he's able to get the back again, get him back to the ground, start damaging even more, to the point to where Benoit had a cut. He had two cuts. I want to say one was like on the head, and the other one was near the eye. And my goodness, sorry. And with that, like in the corner after that round, Moicano had him on the ground and was just beating him on the ground the entire round. He goes back to the corner, starts to swell pretty bad. The next round of the fight comes out. Benoit, Renato keeps it standing. Moicano keeps it standing. Doesn't really go for the takedowns. Just kind of keeps striking with him. And I think he might have done that just because I think he knew that after that round that they were going to stop the fight. Because after the second round, not much happened, just a few strikes here and there. Benoit holding his own, or Saint Denis holding his own on the feet against Moicano, who didn't really seem to be engaging him seriously. They go back to the corner. Doctor gets called in. He can't see from that eye, and it's just both of them are busted, and one of them's just swelled shut. And the doctor calls it there because Saint Denis can't see from his eye. So great win for Moicano. Super happy for him. Can't wait to see what happens next. I'm hoping he gets that Paddy Pimblett fight, or maybe even someone up the rankings further, like Dan Hooker or something like that. But great win for Moicano. Super happy for him. And I really can't wait to see what he does next. So let me know what you guys think about the card. Let me know your opinions on some of that stuff, and I'll see you guys at the next one.